Boy Scouts versus Girl Scouts. Similar goals, very different paths. The Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts are two of the oldest and most well-known youth organizations in the United States. Both have existed for more than a century and have played a major role in shaping the character, leadership skills, and values of millions of young people. At first glance, they may seem very similar, but when you look closer, important differences begin to appear. The origins of Scouting. The idea of Scouting began in the early 1900s in Great Britain, created by a military officer named Robert Bowden-Powell. His goal was to teach young people practical skills, discipline, self-reliance, and service to the community. His ideas quickly gained popularity and inspired the creation of scouting organizations around the world, including in the United States. In 1910, American publisher William D. Boyce founded the Boy Scouts of America after a memorable encounter with a young British scout who helped him find his way through the foggy streets of London and refused a reward. Inspired by the Scouts' honesty and helpfulness, Boyce brought the movement to America. Just 2 years later, Juliet Gordon Low, often called Daisy, founded the Girl Scouts in Savannah, Georgia. She started with only 18 girls, but within 10 years, the organization had grown to tens of thousands of members across the country. Both American organizations were inspired by the same British roots, yet over time they evolved in different directions. Inclusion and social change. One of the most discussed differences between the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts involves inclusion. In the early decades of Scouting, racial segregation existed in both organizations, especially in the southern United States. However, the Girl Scouts moved more quickly toward integration. In the 1950s, civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. even described the Girl Scouts as a positive force for desegregation. The Boy Scouts faced more controversy over the years, particularly regarding their policies on race, religion, and sexual orientation. For a long time, openly gay individuals were not allowed to participate. After years of legal battles, public pressure, and changing social attitudes, the organization gradually updated its policies. In 2013, gay youth were allowed to join, followed by gay adults in 2015. In 2019, the Boy Scouts took a major step by opening their program to girls and later rebranding themselves as Scouting America. Today, girls make up roughly 20% of their membership. The Girl Scouts, on the other hand, have chosen to remain a girls-only organization, arguing that girls benefit from having a dedicated space focused entirely on their development and confidence. Fundraising, cookies versus popcorn. When it comes to fundraising, the Girl Scouts are unmatched. Their annual cookie sales are among the most successful fundraising efforts in history. Each year, they sell hundreds of millions of boxes, generating nearly $1 billion in revenue. That money directly supports local troops and community programs. The tradition began in 1917 when Girl Scouts baked cookies at home and sold them to raise funds. Over time, the program expanded into a nationwide operation, featuring famous flavors like Thin Mints, which have become a cultural icon in the United States. The Boy Scouts also rely on fundraising, though their efforts are less famous. Their most recognizable product is popcorn, which they began selling nationally in the late 1970s. While popcorn sales have generated billions of dollars over the decades, they do not reach the same level of popularity as Girl Scout cookies. Structure, ranks, and awards. Another key difference lies in how the two organizations are structured. The Girl Scouts are divided into levels based on age, starting with daisies for the youngest members. Their highest achievement is the Gold Award, which requires a significant community service project. Only a small percentage of Girl Scouts ever earn this honor. The Boy Scouts follow a rank-based system focused on skill development and achievement. Their highest honor is the Eagle Scout rank, which requires earning multiple merit badges and completing a large-scale service project. The Boy Scouts offer over 100 different merit badges, covering topics from outdoor survival to technology and leadership. Overall, the Boy Scouts tend to follow a more structured and standardized path, while the Girl Scouts emphasize flexibility and personal interests. Declining membership and modern challenges. Both organizations reached peak popularity in the 1970s, with millions of members nationwide. Since then, membership has steadily declined. Cultural shifts, increased competition from other activities, financial pressures, and public controversies have all contributed to this trend. The Boy Scouts faced especially serious challenges, including legal claims related to past abuse, which led to financial struggles and bankruptcy. The Girl Scouts, while avoiding scandals of that scale, have still faced rising costs and declining membership, forcing them to increase membership fees in recent years. Looking ahead. Despite their challenges, both the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts continue to influence young lives. Whether they remain relevant in the future will depend on how well they adapt to changing times and expectations. Are these organizations